Hello, everybody. Welcome to our second session of Partner Excellence Academy. We are very happy to have you here with us. And today we are moving forward with Mobile Masterclass Volume 2.
If you haven't tuned in with us last time, my name is Haris.
And my name is Tina. As you probably know, we are supporting our advertisers from the Adriatic region. And we have decided to hold this presentation in English to make it easier for everybody. So let's get started.
Yep.
So on today's agenda, we have Google Analytics and User ID, in-app tracking, mobile tools to note, and Universal App Campaign. So, as we said in previous session, there are two ways of cross-device conversion tracking: estimated cross-device conversions in AdWords and User ID in Google Analytics. So, in today's session, we are starting with Google Analytics and User ID. User ID is a universal analytics feature that enables the analysis of groups of sessions across devices using a unique, persistent, and non-personally identifiable ID string representing a user. If a user is signed in, Analytics will give this user a unique ID. So this will enable cross-device reports. So how does it work? The user ID enables the association of one or more sessions and any activity within those sessions with a unique and persistent ID that you send to Analytics. To implement the user ID, you must be able to generate your own unique ID consistently, assign ID to users, and include these IDs wherever you send data to Analytics. For example, you could send the unique IDs generated by your own authentication system to Analytics as values for the user ID. Any engagement like clicks and page or screen navigation that happen while a unique ID is assigned can be sent and connected in Analytics via the user ID. So hits from the same user can be grouped together as long as each hit has the same user ID. And how to set up user ID. The user ID is set at a property level. To find a property, click Admin tab, then select an account and a property. From the property column, click Tracking Info, then User ID. So basically follow step-by-step flow, and then click the blue buttons to complete an action and move on to the next step. After you complete a step, you can click Edit at any time to revise your selections. So you must agree to the user ID policy before you can enable the feature. You must make sure you have the full right to use this service, to upload data, and to use it with your Google Analytics account. You will give your end users proper notice about the implementations and features of Google Analytics you use. For example, notice about what data you will collect via Google Analytics and whether this data can be connected to other data you have about the end user. You will either get consent from your end users or provide them with the opportunity to opt out from the implementations and features you use. You will not upload any data that allows Google to personally identify an individual, such as certain names or social security numbers, let's say, or email addresses, or any kind of similar data. Or even data that permanently identifies a particular device, such as a mobile phone unique device identifier if such an identifier cannot be reset. So if you upload any data that allows Google to personally identify an individual, your Google Analytics account can be even terminated, so you may lose your Google Analytics data, so be careful there. You will only session stitch authenticated and unauthenticated sessions of your end users if your end user have given consent to such stitch, or if such merger is allowed under applicable laws and regulations, of course. After you enable the user ID by agreeing to the policy, you must implement the user ID in your tracking code. To use the user ID, you must be able to generate your own unique IDs, assign IDs to new users, and consistently reassign IDs to returning users, and include these IDs in the data you send to the Analytics. This step should be completed by a developer, as it's quite difficult to implement and do on your own, so better consult your developers. You can use the user ID for both websites and mobile apps, but you cannot blend web and mobile app data in reporting view. So web data can only be sent to a property, to a web property, and mobile app data can be sent to mobile app property. You can also click the toggle to turn session unification off at this step. So given the fact that setting up a user ID, it's quite advanced feature, we are highly encouraging you to visit the links that you can see on the screen displayed to get a full explanation and guide how to modify your tracking code. So once you have set up the code, the final step is to create a user ID reporting view. User ID can only appear in a dedicated user ID view. To see and analyze the data you collect via the user ID in your tracking code, create user ID views in your analytics account. Click Create to create a user ID view, enter a reporting view name, and you might want to include the term user ID in the name to help you remember that this is a special user ID view. And then select a reporting time zone and, of course, click Create. You can also create more user ID views anytime on a user ID property by following the standard process that we're all familiar with, so how to create a new view. User ID views can be converted to standard views, but standard views cannot be converted to user ID views. Only new view added to a user ID enabled property can be designated as user ID views. So we encourage our more tenured advertisers who have been using analytics for a long period and still have the old ga.js library to use that they use for analytics tracking on their websites to upgrade it to Universal Analytics because it allows you more insights, including like device overlap, which shows you the proportion of your user base who have interacted with one or several different devices, and cross-device reports that help you connect data about devices and activities from different sessions in these steps. So let's see what the user ID coverage report will tell us. Users that have a user ID assigned are likely to behave differently than users that don't have an ID. So for example, you can set up the user ID features so IDs are assigned to users when they sign in into an account. This means that a set of users with an ID assigned are also the set of users that interact with your content while they're being signed in. With a user ID coverage report, you can see the percentage of your sessions that include activity from signed-in users. Signed-in users usually engage more deeply with content or can take actions that perhaps non-signed-in users won't take, like make a purchase, let's say. Separating these traffic segments in your report can help you make better business decisions. So you might design advertising, content, engagement activities, or transaction approaches for signed-in users differently than approaches that you use for other non-signed-in users. You can also use this data in the report to help strategize ways in which you can encourage users with existing accounts to sign in when engaging with your content, or even figure out how to attract new account signups. So moving forward to the device pathing. The device path report shows you the sequence of device categories used to engage your content. With this report, you can discover the ways users move between devices as they engage with your content and progress towards conversion. With this report, you might find that a specific segment of user with a user ID assigned engaged with your content on multiple device types before converting, while another segment only uses, let's say, one device type. For example, your most valuable users might move between devices frequently, while less valuable users only engage and convert using one type of device. Depending on the segment, you could discover that mobile interaction happened once or multiple times within a path and leverage this data to improve your mobile strategy, of course. Use the data in the device path report to help you optimize the device-specific experience and add strategy to match the engagement activity you expect users to take on that device at a certain step in the conversion process. So there is a challenge nowadays when it comes to cross-device measurements. And at Google, we have two solutions to the problem. Two solutions that we already mentioned in a previous session. So the first one is AdWords cross-device tracking, and the second one is that we are talking about it today, so user ID in Google Analytics. The first one helps you understand how much mobile contributes to your overall conversions, and the second gives you a better understanding of your users' behavior across devices and how they impact your bottom line. So the idea is definitely to implement and use at least one of these, I would say. On this slide, you can basically see a graph where we display the search queries in South Africa to give you a little bit more of a perspective. So basically, the first line, the blue line, is the traffic coming from desktop, so from the computers, and the second orange line, it's a traffic coming from mobile devices with a full browsers, and the bottom one is the tablets. So basically, what we wanted to show you, the increase of mobile searches and traffic coming from the mobile, and basically at some point between December 2014 and January 2015, the so-called mobile momentum had happened when the traffic coming from mobile overtook the traffic coming from desktop. And as you can see, the trend is just increasing, and last year in August, pretty much, again, the same momentum had happened, and the traffic coming from mobile overtook the traffic coming from desktop. So you can see the importance of mobile traffic and cross-conversion tracking. So yeah, to sum it up from my side, user behavior has changed, and we're all about micro moments today. This forces us to rethink measurements. Google cross-device conversion tracking solution allow to measure conversions across devices with an uncomparable scale and breadth using a transparent, privacy-focused methodology. Cross-device conversions are already available in your account, so no implementation is necessary. However, consider universal analytics for advanced cross-device measurements. So cross-device conversions will help you to rethink your bidding across devices, and we are here to help with automatic bid optimization for all your conversions.
Okay, so now I'll be telling you about in-app tracking. There are a number of ways for app measurements, and they are the ones that you can see here on the slide. So we have codeless tracking, which is for Android only. This requires no additional code in your app. Conversion tracking software development kit. This tracks Android and iOS installs, in-app conversions, and can also be used for remarketing. We also have third-party tracking, and this track app opens and dedupes across various ad networks, and it also postbacks now live. So we also have, finally, we have the Google Analytics. It is the best in-class in-app analytics, tracks how users from different sources engage with your app over time. Of course, I will mention more in-depth details about ways of app measurement and their benefits shortly after. Here, of course, once you're able to track your measurement, knowing the value of an app user, not just the cost per install, this is actually the key to a successful app business. You have to make sure of the following things. So where your downloads are coming from, what channels drive the most engaged app users, how to target and optimize ad spend based on the level of user engagement. So it is very important to mention the lifetime value of your app users. In-app conversion tracking allows you to understand what users do after they download your app, whereas AdWords allows advertisers to track and report in-app conversion events in AdWords. So this would be, let's say, registrations and sales. And this data can be used to optimize campaigns to acquire the highest value users. And as I said a few moments ago, the following that I will mention are the Google AdWords solutions for app conversion tracking. And these are Android codeless install tracking. What this is actually Android app conversion tracking. It allows advertisers to register conversions for Android app downloads resulting from AdWords campaigns. And the tracking works across mobile search and mobile display, and this display would of course include sites and apps. How it works? Well, for AdMob, advertisers register a mobile app conversion event in the Tools and Analysis tab in AdWords. Tracking app downloads from Google Play doesn't require adding a code snippet, so it can be done with no changes to your app's code. For search, on the other hand, advertisers using the new search app install campaign do not need to take any action. Their app installs will automatically be tracked from the Google Play data. And the target audience for this this way of app conversion tracking are the AdWords advertisers driving downloads of their Android applications via click to download ads and mobile app extensions. So AdWords advertisers that are looking actually to maximize the lifetime value of a user with their mobile applications. The key benefits and the messages that you get from this point from Android codeless install tracking is that Android app conversion tracking will get advertisers full transparency into their return on investment from AdWords, that is from AdWords app download campaigns. So thanks to the integration of Google Play, we can also report installs of your app without needing any additional code implemented in the app itself. Our next way for app conversion tracking is the Firebase Analytics SDK, or Firebase Analytics Software Development Kit. What is Firebase? You might be asking. Well, Firebase is Google's unified app developer platform that combines 15 major Google app developer products into one unified SDK. And of course, it's available for both iOS and Android. What is Firebase Analytics? Well, Firebase Analytics is a feature of Firebase. This is a feature that is within Firebase itself, which is part of the components that make Firebase. So it is at the heart of the Firebase itself, and it's included for free with the Firebase Software Development Kit implementation. Clients can choose to implement Firebase Analytics only without implementing any other features of Firebase. The benefits of this is that it works for both iOS and Android. It automatically tracks first open and in-app purchases on or in-app commerce conversions. It works for all Google Ads, and Firebase audiences can be synced to AdWords for app remarketing. Besides all of this, of course, another benefit would be a comprehensive event-centric in-app analytics, and app across network attribution tool helps you to track other non-Google media. The third way of in-app conversion tracking is the third-party or in-house tracking integration. The benefits to this are many app advertisers use third-party tracking vendors to facilitate conversion tracking and dedupe across the various ad networks they buy ads on. So it is not necessary to put any additional code in the app for AdWords integration. And the third benefit would be that it can be used to build user lists for app remarketing. So yeah, we have in-app AdWords conversion tracking, and this AdWords feature allows advertisers to track specific user engagement after the app has been downloaded via an app promo campaign in AdWords. And advertisers can actually register any in-app actions as conversions in AdWords. Examples would include signups, video views, purchases, and etc. The in-app conversion tracking works across mobile web and AdMob on Android. For iOS, it's only available for AdMob. So, yeah, the advantages of in-app conversion tracking is that in-app conversions serve as a proxy for the lifetime value of app users. Advertisers can measure and optimize their campaigns by the valuable actions that users take beyond the download, and conversions can be one-time or many-time events, and advertisers can register as many events as they'd like. Moving on to the next slide, the implementation of in-app conversion tracking is quite simple. You have 3 steps. The first one would be to decide which in-app actions offer useful signals for user engagement. Next would be to register a new conversion event in AdWords and download the code snippet. And 3, we have you have to actually incorporate the code snippets that you get into your app or utilize server-to-server API pings. The slide is pretty self-explanatory. The promotion lifecycle of a new app. First, you would, of course, advertise your app with Google. Next, you have users downloading your app due to the advertisement that you have through Google. Once the users download your app, users will interact with this app. And while interacting, conversions actually fire on app download and other predefined key events that you have specified. So during this whole period of time, you actually have to really measure and optimize your return on investment. Yeah, so now I will be going on to mentioning the mobile actually the mobile tools to note. And these would be the tools that can be extremely useful. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Tina, seeing that my next slide will be about the mobile-friendly test.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever like tapped something on your mobile in Google search, and you go through your search and you see some website that you are looking for,
Mm-hmm.
and you actually you click on it, but then you notice that your website is kind of you have very small words. The links are very hard to tap on, and some
I know what you
like
mean.
this.
It does happen quite often, and it's really kind of annoying, right?
It's extremely frustrating, and it can be frustrating for users as well. So yeah, actually, moving on to the slide, you can use the mobile-friendly test, and this can be checked through the website that you see here on the presentation. As I said, it can be very frustrating for mobile, as a frustrating experience for mobile searches. So in order to make it easier for people to find the information that they're looking for, we added a mobile-friendly label to our mobile search results. A page, of course, a web page is eligible for the mobile-friendly label if it meets the following criteria. And this, of course, is all checked by the Google bot. And the criteria are as follows. So if the web page avoids software that is not common on mobile devices like Flash, if it uses text that is readable without zooming, if its sizes are content to the screen, so users don't have to scroll horizontally or zoom, and if the website places links far enough apart so that the correct one can be easily tapped. And the mobile-friendly test, as I repeat, is on the Google developers page, and this test can be very useful for analyzing a URL and report if the page is a mobile-friendly design. The next tool that you can use is the PageSpeed Insights tool, and this helps you analyze the speed of your website on both mobile and desktop. Besides analyzing the data, it also gives you suggestions on what you can fix on your web page. It is extremely useful, and you can find it on the link that you see here. So yeah, now we're moving on some of the key metrics in Google Analytics. As Tina has mentioned on a while ago with her example about the search queries in South Africa, you have probably noticed that searches done through mobile are increasing each day. So it is very, very important for you to actually also track data that you get through Google Analytics to actually see this whole trend. So yeah, there are 3 elements that you can track, and you have mobile sessions, and this shows you the total number of instances your potential customers use their mobile devices on. So mobile, that is when visiting your site in a designated date range. you can, of course, look at this data year over year so that you can get this bigger picture of the trend of how search through mobile is actually getting more popular and more influential. You have the engaged mobile users. First, you would have to, of course, create a goal for how many pages you like mobile users to browse, to consider their visit a valuable interaction with your company. So once you do that, then you can monitor that goal here and consider them as interested potential customers. The last factor that is very good to check is the items added to cart on mobile. You can use this to see how many users have gone as far as adding items to their shopping cart on their mobile devices. This can help inform you of your product pages, if your product pages, of course, are too difficult or are difficult to navigate on mobile. So you can also consider this alongside the next report to determine if your shopping cart experience is too difficult on mobile. Next, we have the mobile insights in AdWords. So when you are planning your strategy, you have to make sure to understand the impact that mobile has on the market level. So here you can find the two useful reports. These are the ones that are in the small boxes, in the rectangular boxes, the mobile trends and the breakdown by device. And this can highlight the mobile impact. The last chapter for today, and the chapter that will conclude our mobile masterclass series, is the universal app campaign and how to create it. So let's say you've got an Android app, or a bunch of apps, let's say, and you want to launch them, and you can't wait to get them into the hands of users. So how would you connect the magic to the people who want this most? Well, for Android apps, universal app campaigns streamline the whole business. Just add a few lines of text, a bit, and the rest is optimized to help your users find you. How this works is very interesting. So unlike most AdWords campaigns, you don't have to design individual ads for universal app campaigns. Instead, we'll use ad text ideas and assets from the Google Play Store to design a variety of ads across several formats and networks. All you actually need to do is to provide some text, starting bid and budget, and let us know the languages and locations for your ads. Our system will test this all out automatically. That is, it will test the different combinations and show ads that are performing the best more often, with, of course, no extra work needed from you. The ads in the universal app campaigns are optimized for installs, so they're generated on the fly by our system and matched to the most relevant ad inventory and placements available. To build your ads, your AdWords can use your app's listing in Google Play, any of your four lines of text, images, and an optional YouTube video. And the system rotates your ads and adjusts bids automatically to get the most downloads for your app. For example, if one line of text is performing better than another, the system will show you the better text more often. You might be also asking yourself where your ads can appear. Well, your ads will be eligible to appear across all Google's properties, and this includes Google Search, Google Play, the search partners, the Google Display Network, and many more publishers who host app ads. So here are some of the examples. So as I said, Google Search Network. This includes the Google Play, Google Search, and Google Search partners. Then you have YouTube, and this would include all the relevant pages or content in the YouTube app and YouTube mobile site. And of course, lastly, you have the Google Display Network, which includes all other apps, mobile websites of news sites, blogs, and other sites across the internet. Yeah, so the next part is actually the part where I'll be telling you of how to create this universal app campaign, and it's very, very similar actually. So first of all, you would have to sign into AdWords. Once you go to the Campaigns tab, click on the famous red plus campaign button, or then of course you'll get the drop-down menu, and then you select Universal App Campaign here. Add a name for your campaign. The name should be something you can remember easily, something that you will know that it's the universal app campaign. Then you select the app that you'd like to promote from the drop-down menu, or click Add a new app. This will enable you to enter a new one. So in the ad section, enter up to 4 independent lines of text that can be rotated in your ads in any order. Depending on the ad format, your text may not be used. So if you have one, like if you have a YouTube video, let's say, you can of course use this as well for your video ads. If needed, update any location or language settings. Of course, you have to keep in mind that AdWords doesn't translate your ads, so you should only actually target languages that match your ads. Under the bid strategy, enter the target amount you'd like to pay when someone installs your app from your ad. Enter your budget. That's also the next step after entering your bid strategy. You finally then click Save and Continue. And before ending the creation of your that is actually after you create your ad, after you click Save and Continue. If you have any conversion tracking set up, AdWords can count installs as conversions for Android apps in the Google Play Store automatically. So you don't have to worry about that. So yes, this is the end of our session, Mobile Masterclass Volume 2. I'm really thankful for joining. I have to thank you for joining us, and I have to thank you for your attention. Tina, do you want to add something?
Well, yeah, sure. Thank you all who did tune in today with us on our previous session. Mm-hmm. As mentioned in the previous session, this quarter is actually dedicated to mobile. We are inviting you and all your esteemed colleagues to take a mobile exam and to get as many as possible of you mobile certified. And yeah, today's Friday, and we're hoping to have a nice weekend.
Yes, it's really nice here in Dublin. Actually, it's been sunny for the past 6 days, so we're hoping it's going to continue for a while. Just before we end, I also want to mention if you have any questions, please leave a comment below, leave a question below, and then we'll get back to you on the questions later on.
So yeah, so that's it for today. We are finishing with a mobile masterclass
exactly
sessions.
Yeah.
And
so once again, we'd like to thank you and hope to see you soon. Till next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.